الليلة.
You must repent of sin.
لازم تتوب
You
الليلة.
must trust in Christ
لازم الليلة تقارك
and
ليسوع.
Christ alone.
تقول يا
Dear
يسوع.
Father,
قول يا بابا.
I know I've sinned.
أنا خاطي.
Come into my heart, Lord Jesus.
أدخل في قلبي يا يسوع.
Save me, Lord Jesus.
Sammy, I know there's been some new developments that have taken place today. Would you bring us up to speed and tell us what's happening?
Well, Dave, sponsors of the conference were called into the security offices of the government, and they were told that there were extremists in the area who were making credible threats to attack the stadium and attack the people there and us. And so they said that were told that we would not be able to continue the meetings because of the possibility of an attack that could result in people's lives being taken. So they felt that we should not come, and so the government rescinded the permission for me to continue the meetings. At this point, we have been permitted to continue with the pastors' conference.
And I know that the situation today is somewhat difficult, but I want to say this to you. Our God is a victorious God. And we are more than conquerors through Christ. People may be able to stop us from preaching and doing things, but there is something that can never be stopped. And that is the prayers of God's people. Now, I have come with the team and my son Dave. He is here because Jesus did a work in his heart and his life.
About the life of Christ. And as Pastor Greg said, I want us to fix our eyes upon who Jesus Christ is.
Jesus, we thank you for the life that you live. God, we can't do that on our own strength. But you can change our hearts. Father, I pray against pride. I pray against humble ourselves before you. And God, we pray that in this humility, that we would find great victory.
If God has spoken to your heart and you want Him to do a work in your life, you just right here, just let God do that work. And we're just going to pray together right here. And we're going to seek the face of God. God has spoken to you. You just let Him have His way in your heart. Yes, if you can't get down to the front, you can kneel in the aisle. We'll make as much room as possible. And you just let God have His way in your heart. Let the Spirit of God do that. Turn your eyes upon Jesus.
As Sudanese, we believe that all the persecution and the difficulties we are having in this country will not hinder the work that the Lord has begun, because we do believe, as the enemy is trying to hinder the Sammy Tippit coming to Sudan, it's like we want to continue hitting that wall until it will break. Those who are non-Christian, they are afraid that such an openness will cause more Muslims to come to Christ. That's why they prevent us. They want to keep us in small places. Because we do believe many people, many non-Christians, especially Muslims, they are looking for a chance to hear the gospel. That's why they don't want them to hear in public places. And that's why they want to keep us in churches. But we believe that this is not the end. This is just the beginning.
Just a word about your ministry partners, your son Dave Tippit, who's with AFC, and Pastor Greg and from Georgia, who's with you. Any words on how they're doing?
Well, it's been great. One of the things that's happened, Dave, is what we have ministered and what we have shared has just dovetailed with one another. I mean, every single day, what Greg, pastor from Blairsville, Georgia, has ministered, and then Dave has ministered, and then I ministered. But God just seemed to put it together, and it was just like building. It was like a beautiful painting that just came together. And so it's been just really neat to see how God has interwoven our ministry time and the messages.
You have to belong to the school of Christ. You must have learned the Word. To study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that rightly divides the word of truth.
And it was such a thrill to see these pastors. Here are people who've suffered for their faith. Here are men and women who've gone through the fire, and yet God was with them in the midst of the fire, and they were willing to stand for Jesus Christ no matter what it cost. And oh, what a blessing it was to see. Their singing was wonderful. They praised the Lord. They worshiped the Lord. And God moved in a mighty way. Oh, there was such rejoicing. They just broke out in singing and worship.